Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to another iRacing episode. This shows the second and third races from the morning stream that I did, where you saw in the previous episode the first race of that stream. It was sort of my first race back, and I wanted to just get my feet back into it after sort of over a month away, make sure everything was working fine. I did a decent qualifying in the second race of that stream, which is the first race in this video, got onto second place on the grid, and as you can see in the rear view mirror, the guy in first place just doesn't move, and the guy who was in third, he goes into the back of him, so I'm into the lead straight away. And you'll see it on the replay, it's just the guy who qualifies on pole position, he just doesn't go anywhere. He just mustn't have been paying attention, and yeah, I mean, you know, I can't ask for a better start than that, to be honest. So I was in the lead by the first corner, and really I never looked back from there. There was a lot of action going on behind in a battle for second place. We'll see some of the replay shots from that as well. But in terms of my race, I was kind of gone at that point, and I didn't even, you know, have to worry about it. I think by the end of the first lap, you'll probably see it on the footage, but I think by the end of the first lap, I was already about 4 seconds quicker, 4 seconds ahead. And for the first couple of laps, it was just a case of, you know, adding an extra second to that every single lap, which was encouraging. So I'd just come out of this race where I'd won it on my return back, and then I'm in a commanding position for this race as well, and I'm able to, you know, eke out the win that just gradually gets higher and higher and higher. There wasn't really that much action going on because I was just out in front, increasing that gap over time. You will see, like I said, here's the battle over second place, that, you know, there's craziness going on behind, but that's you know, none of that matters to me because I was out in front. So yeah, it was a really good, you know, 2 in a row to win 2 races in a row was fantastic. And my first 2 races back, this is back on the original track that, you know, I did my very first races on ever in iRacing. I was doing much better lap times than I was back then, and it was just all going great. So yeah, I'll leave you to sort of watch my perspective and the live footage from the mid portion and the end of this race, even though there's not an awful lot to go on, and then we'll come back for the third race of that stream.
This is definitely the better to be on standings rather than relative when I'm in the lead. Because the difference of, like, maybe being caught up in one corner, losing a bit of time, constantly looking at the timers, getting into your own head, is a lot different to seeing that you're 1.4 seconds quicker on the last lap. Like, big difference. Yes! 2 in a row!
This is what happens when you have the best crew chief.
2 in a row! That one, I mean, I was pretty lucky at the start there. I just kind of had to, I mean, I pulled out a pretty big gap in the end. It stalled a little bit in the last few laps, but I was pretty happy that I was just able to stay so consistent all the way through, not feel under pressure. Definitely having standings on rather than relative was a big help. 2 wins in a row. Back at it. I'm back into the 14s. I'm only 31 away from getting back over 1500 iRating. 2.7 on the safety. Best lap was a 107.8 by the pole position man. Mine was a 108.5, so I was just being consistent all the way through, which is nice. It was pretty close between the top few, I suppose, best lap wise, but I just got away early and didn't worry about it. It was good to be out of all that mess. I was also in split 5 out of 15 for this one.
So certainly a successful first 2 races back on iRacing, and this was my third and final race of the morning stream that I was doing all this on, and I got basically my best ever lap around this track in this car. in the qualifying. So this is what you're watching now. You're going to see the entire lap, and I was so close to a 1 minute 7 lap time, which is amazing because back when this was the same track and car combination that I raced the very first time I started iRacing. You can go back to episode 1 and see that, and I was looking at some of the top splits and the top guys who were doing 1 minute 7 lap times, and I was just thinking there's no way I can do that. I was struggling to get a 1 minute 8, so the improvement already has been huge, that now I'm almost at that 1 minute 7 range, and I'm pretty consistently getting mid to low 1 minute 8 lap times, and this is the best lap I've ever done in terms of putting a whole lap together, and I was able to get a very, very low 1 minute 8 lap time. It was good enough for second place on the grid, but the lap times were all very close for the top few guys, and I was in a much higher split. I think I was in split 3 out of 17 groups for this race, so a lot of better drivers in this one than I had, well, certainly in terms of iRating, because my iRating had improved so much over the previous 2 races with the wins. So yeah, it was going to be tight because it was very close in terms of qualifying, but I was certainly flying high from the previous 2 wins.
Oh, this is a close one. I mean, that's the best lap I've ever done around this track, so for it to come in the final race of this stream after the significant improvements I've made, when you think I couldn't even get a 108 around this track when I first started in the first couple of episodes of this iRacing career series. And now, I used to look at those 107 lap times and think, no way, how is someone getting a 107? Now my optimum is into the 107s, and I'm so close to actually getting a 107. So, improvements, it's nice to have.
Green, green, green. Right side. Still there.
Oh,
Stay on the left.
oh, you kidding me? I thought he knew I was there. I mean, I was so far up the inside.
Car on the right.
Ah, never mind. Damn, ruined a good start there. We were both ahead of the pack as well. I should have been a bit more cautious there, to be honest. I mean, I did brake earlier as well because I knew that, he had the line really. It's difficult to get an overtake there. But, yeah, I thought he'd seen me a bit more than that and would give a little bit more space than he did, to be honest. Oh, shit. Oh, it's gone very bad.
You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
Oh, I've got a pit. Oh, nightmare. Oh, well. I think I would have been able to... Oh, I didn't set the pit or anything either as well. Ah. Damn it. Well, that's how it goes, I suppose.
So I just wanted to come back in as we see the replay once again to talk about that crash, and I did look at it back at the very end of the stream and at the end of the race live, but I'll talk over it here because it's pretty clear that it was my fault, and I do feel guilty for taking out the leader there, and just so dumb. You'll hear me talk about it during the race live. All those feelings kind of continue because we were in such a great position in a high split. We were fine. We could have continued and sort of drove away from people, and then had our own little battle. And it was kind of the phrase, you can't win a race on the first corner, but you can certainly lose it, was absolutely evident here. I basically just I thought that he was going to take a slightly different line for the corner, and I moved over to be able to get a better line for my own corner, but he was still there, and it was all my fault. It was 100% my fault, that one. So yeah, I'll try to learn from this, obviously, especially on these first laps. There's an argument to be said for trying to go for it on the first lap, especially when you've got an opportunity for an overtake. But yeah, I need to sometimes back out of it and try to live to fight another day rather than do something risky and ruin the race immediately. So there's something to be learned from this, at least. I'm taking some positives from it in terms of I'll at least be able to try to improve going forward. But yeah, it was entirely my fault, that one. So just a bit of a shame.
I should have just stuck in that set. Well, you live and learn. Let's take it as a learning opportunity, I suppose. You can't do well in every single race. I'll try to learn from this. Maybe be a little bit more. I saw the opportunity, that was the thing. And after doing so well in the last 2 races, winning both of them, I guess maybe I was a little bit too, overconfident or something. But then I did try to back out and he just turned in. I'll have to look at the replay. And then I think I was fine to continue until I went down into first accidentally at the end of the lap. Like, I could have actually still gotten something out of it, but then I messed it up again. Just one thing leading into another. Damn it. All the good work that I've done in the last 2 races undone. Never mind. I'll try to learn. And I'll try to see what I can do in the rest of the race. Just keep it clean. I mean, I've got off tracks, I've got contacts. So for safety rating wise, I'm probably going to lose a little bit, but I'll try to keep it clean for the rest of the race. Maybe someone will drop out or something. I mean, I'm in 10th. And I'm ranked 10th. So maybe I won't lose too much on the iRating at least. And blue flagged for someone who I outqualified. It's just a shame. It's like you have those good races and you think things are looking up, and then it can only take one moment in one race and you're back down again. Like, I'm kicking myself. It is what it is. I need to try and move past it.
Got 10 laps to go.
I kind of feel bad as well for the leader. Like, I basically took him out of the race. I assume. I mean, I need to look at the replay to see if I'm as at fault as what I thought I was. Maybe he shouldn't have turned in and I was far enough up the inside, but still, it was an unfortunate situation. I'm still going to lose iRating because I think if you finish where the game expects you to finish, like I'm ranked 10th and I'm going to finish in 10th, you still lose iRating. Like, you've got to finish a few places ahead of where it thinks you're going to finish, I think. But at least, hopefully, it won't be that bad and I won't completely undo all the work that I've done this morning for the 2 wins. I've had good pace as well, that's the worst thing. Damn it! Never mind. It's that classic saying, isn't it? You can't win a race on the first corner, but you can certainly lose it. That's what happened to me today. Oh, you're the best.
You're my favorite racer.
Oh, he's blown up his engine. Bollocks, he types in the chat. There might be another position. See, this is why you stick in. I mean, I'm a lap down on him, but he's not going anywhere. Oh, he's disconnected immediately. There's that. That's gonna be 9th. See, you gotta stick with it. You might pick off a position or two by the end. Lessen the damage when you have a bad race. Alright, crossing the line now should see me go up to 9th. Yeah, there it is. So I'm actually 1 place higher than I was expected to finish so far. But despite a problematic race that could have gone a lot better, considering we were well into 1st and 2nd by the first couple of corners, I've at least lessened the damage as much as I could, still finishing 1 position ahead of where the game suggested I should finish. Didn't give up. So I've got to take some positives, and I'll have to look on the replay, see if I mean, I think I was at fault for that, and I feel bad about it. I'll look at the replay and see what happened, but I should have been a little bit more I had such a run on him though. Like, how could I not go for the lead in that situation? Well, there we go. 9th. Thanks for the GGs anyway. So my safety rating actually went up despite all of that. My iRating, I only dropped 40, so considering I was I in the 12s or at least low 13s when I started this morning, I've still had a good, net positive on the iRating. That was a good strength of field in that one as well. I was in split 3 out of 17. So yeah. It is what it is. Not too bad, I suppose. It could have been a lot worse. I went plus 90, plus 90, minus 40. Well, yeah, that's not a bad day then. Need to be a bit more careful at that at the start of races though. I'll try to learn from it though. I'll try to improve. That's what it's all about. It's been a good morning of races though. I've had fun. It's been nice to actually get some decent results for a change. I know this one wasn't, but the first 2 were, so it's nice to be back on iRacing, and I'm looking forward to getting a full season in next season of iRacing. That's why I came on now.